All right, news. What do you got?
Craziness in Minnesota. A transgender Minnesota lawmaker ignited an online firestorm after bizarrely arguing against age limits on porn sites, claiming queer kids need access to the X-rated content for educational purposes. It's State Rep Lee Fink, a two-term Democrat, identifies as a woman, pushed back against a proposal that would require age checks on porn websites. Here's what she said.
You mentioned the Paxton case, and the AGs in many states are very clear about they're almost jubilant about being able to use these laws to ban young people from accessing content that could be educational if they are queer. And you're a principal, you have LGBT students in your school, and we also know that they're not receiving sex education for queer kids. We know that prurient interest could be, for many people, the very existence of transgender kids. More and more people are saying there simply are no transgender kids. You mentioned.
So they're victims.
It's an insane. There's no way I thought when I was a kid that I was going to spend the lion's share of my adult life hearing about either Muslim terrorist groups I couldn't pronounce or fucking dumb shit Americans arguing about gays and trans.
Right.
And lesbians. I'd never thought that this would be my adult life. Just hearing he, she, dumb shit, people with mental cases just argue about, we should have the flag, the gay flag should be above the White House and represented at the Olympics. Like, oh, God.
Right.
How many transgender people are even out there? We are completely insane that we've taken this population of 0.0001% and made it the talking point for everything. We never argue about taxes or potholes or like any of the shit I would care about. I would like a nonstop dialogue about all the stuff I wanted, and we never get it. It's all trans talk.
Right.
We sit, it's kind of an interesting thing. I would sit everybody who is in a modern city and in a modern society, but especially, let's say, Los Angeles. You basically sit in traffic every single day of your life in this city, and then you turn on the TV, and every politician is arguing about something trans and no traffic talk. No transportation talk, just trans talk. And meanwhile, I don't know any trans people. I'm aware of Bruce Jenner, who's now Caitlyn Jenner, and that's about it. That's about, and then oddball politicians here and there. But what I'm saying is in terms of impactfulness, traffic every single day, trans people neither here nor there.
Right.
Do whatever the fuck you want. Let your freak flag fly. That's what we talk about.
Well, I had to look up a word here, prurient.
I know what that word means.
It means having or encouraging an excessive interest in sexual matters. And he says, we know that prurient interest could be for many the very existence of transgender kids. So what that person is saying is that all transgender people have an excessive interest in sexual matters. And by the way, this representative's last name is Fink. Remember we were talking to Chef Gruel about the irony of last names and professions? A Fink is an unpleasant or contemptible person.
And you know what's worse?
Informs on people.
Rat Fink.
Yeah.
That used to be a thing.
Snitch.
A snitch. All right. Important getting the words, getting the job done for the kids who are insane.
Yeah. Let's stay in Minnesota for a minute. The Somali community in Minnesota is demanding reparations.
Well, they built
reparations. They built the community. They did.
No, not the community. They built Minnesota.
The whole state.
They built everything. That's what I've learned. Slaves and Somalis have built everything. Right. By the way, if these folks who come from these lands are excellent builders. How come nothing ever gets built in their land? It's a whole land of them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Here's what I'm saying. You can look it up, Andrew, but I'm going to go out on a limb and say Duesenberg, German. Duesenberg come to the United States, and Duesenberg starts building themselves some good cars.
Right.
Because that's what they do.
Right.
Because they come from a land of Porsches and a land of Audi and Auto Union and VW. They come from a land of high quality automobiles, and thus they come to Indiana and they start building cars.
Right.
And so how is it that slaves, descendants from Africa, and Somalis from Africa, they're amazing. They built everything here, according to the left. Shouldn't they be building their ass off back where they're from?
Right.
If they're builders.
No.
I don't seem to be doing that much building. Where are the Duesenbergs from? Sorry, go ahead.
That sounds like a German thing.
That sounds pretty German.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
They're from Dudesseldorf.
Dudesseldorf.
Let's listen to the Somali community's demands over reparations over ICE trauma.
Relief program fits into our criteria of small business owners, not those who make 200,000 and above. We don't make that much amount, and we have been suffering since the crisis of ICE. We also demand an immediate help to evictions so families are not pushed to homelessness during the crisis. Our community deserves accountability. Our community deserves safety. We need also justice for those who lost their lives defending the community.
Okay, again, what they want is free cash grants to immigrant businesses that make under $200,000. Stop all evictions and give them free rent.
Yeah.
They want the government to apologize, and they want ICE banned from their neighborhoods, and justice for, quote, martyrs.
Duesenberg creator from Germany. There you go. So they had the heritage of the fine automobile coursing through their blood.
Yeah.
And they came here and they started building Duesenbergs, and thus it's a doozy, as the phrase came from. Now, the thing that's interesting is Duesenberg was building those cars before Volkswagen, before Porsche, and before Audi, which used to be Auto Union, not before Mercedes. Be interesting. It's from Lippe or whatever, Germany. Came here in '85. Grew up in Iowa. But Duesenbergs are from like the teens and the 20s.
Right.
And that would predate VW, Porsche, Audi, I think, well, not Mercedes-Benz. But anyway, Duesenberg, in a weird way, it's kind of an early German car, even though it was built in, I think it was built in Indiana, but I can't be sure. Built first cars in Iowa. Built first cars in Iowa and then went to Indiana, or am I making that up? Yes. And then, and what year was like the first Duesenberg? Now, more for Andrew. Let's see. Trying to see. Well, he'll
Sounds
figure
like
that out.
post World War I. That sound right?
Yeah, right in there though. Like late teens, early 20s, 1921. All right. Sorry, go ahead.
New York Mayor Zoran Mamdani, although he opposes requiring IDs to vote,
Yes.
he mandates, he's asking people to come and be a citizen snow shoveler during the storms. But in order to get paid, you have to show 5 forms of identification to shovel snow. You can
Right.
see on the screen here. 2 small photos, like a passport photo or driver's license. 2 original forms of ID, plus copies, and a social security card. Now, here's the big question, boss. What about those women who really want to shovel snow, who got married,
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
and they're not going to be able to prove?
What about black people? They love
Right.
shoveling snow.
Yeah.
Like poor Mississippian black blues singers love shoveling snow.
How do they get?
How they're going to get? They're not
gonna be able to do it.
They're going to be. And by the way, what if there's some ice guys walking around while they're shoveling snow? They're not going to be able to feel intimidated,
Right.
and they won't be able to shovel snow. Yeah. So first it was black guys who couldn't shovel snow, and now they've gotten off of the black guys, even though they still call it Jim Snow 2.0 or whatever.
That
it
was
is.
Jimmy Fallon. That's a great one.
Right.
Jim Snow 2.0.
But now they got on to women who got married who didn't change their names in enough time so they could shovel snow. Yeah. It's the
Pays pretty good, too.
What is the pay?
First 40 hours pays $19.14 per hour. After you work 40 hours in 1 week, it jumps up to $28.71.
You know, I got to tell you, man, as I've lamented many times, when I got out of high school, I was like so good to go on any job. I was a high school football player. I was super strong, and I had like low self-esteem. I just, whatever. If you said, hey, there's a bunch of rat shit under the house, get under the house and clean up the rat shit, I would have went, okay. And then I would have went, oh, I didn't bring my rat shit cleaning gloves, and you could have went, so what? Just do it with your hand. Yeah. And I would just crawled in your house and done it. I was like mowing lawns and shit when I was 18. Where were all these fucking jobs? I would have fucking shoveled snow for 60 hours a week, and I literally would have went fucking fine.
Absolutely.
By the way, how much grift is going to be with these guys putting their hours in with the show? God. This is going to be Snowgate.
Yeah.
Because there is no fucking way. These guys are going to be staring at their phone. They're going to do 2 shovelfuls. They're going to go back to looking at their phone again. Who's going to be in charge of all these people and logging all the fucking hours?
And then they're going to say that the people who are actually making them work, they're racist.
Right.
Because they're making them work. Let's hear Mum Donnie.
And we're utilizing 33 DSNY vans and 2 DSNY buses to transport shovelers where they're needed faster. And for those who want to do more to help your neighbors and earn some extra cash, you too can become an emergency snow shoveler. Just show up at your local sanitation garage between 8 a.m. and 1 p.m. tomorrow with your paperwork, which is accessible online at nyc.gov/snow, and you can get started right away.
With your paperwork. Bring your papers. That's so racist.
Oh, it's like Nazi Germany.
I know.
Bad out of your papers.
Jackbooted thugs.
Oh, man. I know. It's so funny. The anti-ID people get burned with the ID every corner. Like, to vote on the bill, they have to use their ID to vote. It's all great. The one thing about really retarded ideas is be prepared for those ideas to slap you in the face constantly. You know what I mean? Like, if you have a retarded idea, so if you're Billie Eilish and you want to get up there and bloviate about no one's illegal on stolen land, be prepared for somebody to send a couple of tweets out about you and your $8 million house.
Right.
It's going to happen immediately.
Right.
Meaning I can't call myself a personal trainer while I'm smoking a cigarette through a donut.
Sure.
Someone's going to go, hey, you're telling me to get in shape. Look at fucking you with your donut and your cigarette. Like, it's going to happen almost immediately. And so if you're AOC and Bernie Sanders and you're out on your Stop the Oligarchy tour, but you're racking up $500,000 in air travel.
Right.
Be prepared, everybody.
Or your net worth is growing exponentially, or you haven't done any work.
Or you never stop talking about the unhoused community, but you have 3 homes.
Well, here's
Be
another.
prepared. Or, by the way, John Edwards, if you're going to travel to Davos privately to talk about the climate and CO2 emissions. John Kerry, sorry. Be prepared for somebody to say something.
Right. We're about to see this probably with Newsom and Pritchard saying that because the tariffs were struck down by the Supreme Court, that Donald Trump owes everybody a refund. Now, he's already been floating around giving money to everybody from these tariffs.
Right.
And now they're saying, give us a refund. I see Trump just saying, okay, well, let's send out these checks right before the midterms. It's going to blow up in Newsom's face.
And also, the second thing everyone says is, you gave $24 billion out of taxpayer money to NGOs for homeless.
Nobody cares about that.
No
shit.
accountability. So I'd like, as a high earning Californian who pays a lot in state taxes, I could also use a rebate for squandered money. How about that?
We spent billions on homeless in California, and all we got was 3 times the homeless people.
Right. So I'd like a rebate.
Yeah.
Is what I'm saying.
Right.
As long as we're, Newsom, as long as you're bringing up the subject of rebates, let's stay on it. That's what I'm saying. All right.
Insanity. A man in his early 20s was shot and killed by U.S. Secret Service after breaching the secure perimeter at President Trump's Mar-a-Lago property early Sunday morning.
I heard that, yeah.
Secret Service says the incident unfolded around 1:30 a.m. at the north gate of the Palm Beach estate. Let's hear the press conference.
At 1:30 this morning, the security detail detected that a individual had made his way into the inner perimeter of Mar-a-Lago. A deputy and 2 Secret Service agents on the detail went to that area to investigate. They confronted a white male that was carrying a gas can and a shotgun. He was ordered to drop those 2 pieces of equipment that he had with him, at which time he put down the gas can, raised the shotgun to a shooting position. At that point in time, the deputy and the 2 Secret Service agents fired their weapons and neutralized the threat. He is deceased at the scene. I'll give you a picture of the shotgun and the gas can to have with you. So that's what we know now. Investigation continues. The FBI is the lead investigation agency on this case, and we will be assisting them in whatever manner they would like.
Pause it for a second. This is why I could never give a press conference, because if you just go back like 10 seconds if you can, and then turn it up, sir.
So that's what we know now. Investigation continues. The FBI is the lead investigation agency on this case.
Where's that shotgun? Where's that shotgun? Do we still have the shotgun? Good. Because that fucking bird is driving me nuts. I can't go through this fucking presser.
Jesus.
I got that fucking bird squawking. Tim!
That's
where's it?
hypervigilance.
It's in the evidence locker. Go fucking get it.
Right.
Go get it. I'll put some gloves on. I'm not going to do this presser with that fucking duck back there going nuts. And by the way, it's loaded. It's good. It's not the shotgun's fault.
Yeah.
You know, it's the owner's fault. So let's just turn it on. Let's just turn that shotgun on that fucking bird. Go back 10 seconds and listen to that bird. It's squawking the whole fucking time.
Oh, God.
You a picture of the shotgun and the gas can to have with you. So that's what we know now. Investigation continues. The FBI is the lead investigation agency on this case, and we will be assisting them in whatever manner they would like.
Get the shotgun.
And
hold on. Just everyone, hold on. Let's just kill that fucking bird. And by the way, good eating. You know, you guys like duck?
I think it's a crow.
It's by the water. Maybe it's crow, and it's not crow. It's got some crow to it, but it's by the water, and it's one of those weird Florida.
It could be some kind of gull.
Florida weird birds. I just got done playing shows in Florida. There's a fucking weird bird every 10 feet over there. They got water. Where you get water, you get weird birds. And you get weird birds a little bit by the ocean, but if you get by fresh water, you get a bunch of weird ass birds. But anyway, that's ocean water in the back, though. All right, so so look, you want to keep going with the Hitler and all this kind of shit, then you're going to get nutty people showing up with shotguns.
Why the gas can? Was it a 2-stroke shotgun?
I don't know.
I guess he had possibly had the intention of setting something on fire.
Yeah, I mean, people. Well, first off, we spend a lot of time doing a kind of a. We spend a lot of time trying to figure out crazy people, I've realized, and then. As I said, as the great Howie Mandel said, I think you were there back at the club we're playing after he came upstairs from eating at the barbecue joint across the street.
Shared popcorn with all of us.
I mean, you have to picture this. I was thinking about this as I was sharing popcorn with Mike August on the airplane. It's a long story, but popcorn. In a world like we're weird group in that people open the bathroom door with their foot. You know what I mean? They'll use their sleeve to pull the thing to open a door outside or whatever. But when you ride on the shuttle, on the train over in the airport or whatever, everyone just grabs those hand grabs and no one ever wipes them down or washes their hand. They just grab where millions of people grab all day, every day. And you just happily grab onto that. No one sanitizes it. No one, I watch people on the train at the Denver, they're all just hanging on and they'll just grab their luggage and leave. You got your fucking neck pillow. That neck pillow is going through the security thing. It's on the floor all the time when your fucking backpack's set and you drop it down with its hat. That fucking neck pillow is disgusting. And you just pop that thing on, put it around your neck. You don't wash it. You don't sterilize it. You don't anything it, right?
And when it comes to the doorknobs in the bathroom, most people wash their hands before they leave a public bathroom. So they are touching it. Of all the hands.
You'll never have cleaner hands.
Right.
And then... But it comes to the popcorn. The popcorn, you reach into the popcorn thing and you shove them into your fingers. This was like kettle corny stuff. It's like, you put your whole hand in your fucking mouth and then you go right back in.
Go right back in.
And the person next to you goes right back in.
Right.
But that same person, if that person was like a chick and you just rinsed your coffee mug and used it, she'd be like, that's so gross. It's disgusting. It's covered with, it's like, all right, so it's grosser than you licking all your fingers and putting them back into this. And by the way, when you're feeling around, it's a random grab. You get some pop out, some are in your hand, fall out. We're just going to lick our fingers and go right back into this bucket.
If there was if there was a contaminant on your hand, yes, it would spread throughout the entire popcorn.
There is nobody who has a problem with popcorn. Every woman I've ever known will sit in a movie theater and happily put a big tub of popcorn in between the two of us. Later on, if I used a fork to eat dinner and then just like rinsed it off and set it to the side for tomorrow, they'd be like, that's disgusting.
Right.
By the way, that's just me using it. It's not even her using it. It's me. It's disgusting because I used it and I'm going to use it again. It'd have to go in the dishwasher. So we got weird rules, is what I'm saying. And Howie Mandel comes walking in with a box of popcorn, a lid, like a shirt box lid of popcorn that he got from the barbecue joint, and he's handing it around, and everyone's reaching out, licking their fingers right back. That's Howie Mandel, and Howie's eating it. And I'm just looking, this guy won't shake hands. And everyone's licking their fingers and going into his popcorn. And he's going for it too. And back to the answer. when I said to him, Howie, I don't get this. I'm licking my fingers. He's licking his fingers. We're all eating your popcorn. You're eating your popcorn. I thought you were a germaphobe. It doesn't make any sense. He goes, you don't get it. I'm nuts.
Yeah.
And I go, oh, yeah,
There you go.
you're nuts.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Makes perfect sense
Now
now.
it makes sense, right?
Right.
What's he doing with a gas can? And well, he's nuts. He's nuts. That's what it is. Now, he's nuts, and you assholes call Trump Hitler, and that's a call to action for many nutty people with shotguns and gas cans. Mm-hmm. And you won't stop. But by the way, I don't think for a second, I would assume that most of these people, and I think it's more of a feminine quality, if you gave any of the squad, the Rashida Tlaibs or the Omars or Ilhan Omars or AOCs or anything, if you said to them, listen, I got a little magic wand. You wave it, Trump's dead. He just dies in his sleep. And they'd go, would it come back to me? And I go, no, it wouldn't come back to you any more than anyone die. Somebody dies in their sleep. Right. How could it come back to you? They'd go, where's the wand? Right. And if you said, we'll do the same thing for Elon Musk. I'll give you a little wand. He can just be dead. Would it come back to me? No, just wake up, just middle of the night, dies. Oh, give me the wand. I 100% believe they would do that.
I believe that too.
100%. I don't think religious people, and I don't think Ted Cruz would do that to Karen Bass. I don't think so. But I think for sure that they'd be happy if Trump was assassinated.
100%. Because
right. So they don't. The answer is whatever they're. Turn down the heat and turn down the rhetoric. I don't think they care at all. They'd love it.
Even Adam Schiff would do that. I don't think it's just the.
Well, listen. If you let's do it this way, Dawson. And do you have another story, by the way?
I do not.
Okay. Let's put it to you this way. If they believed 10% of what they say about Trump.
Right.
Not 80%, not 100, 10. If they believed 10% of what they say about Trump, yes, they should want him assassinated.
Right.
It's like saying, well, I didn't believe everything. Well, what if Hitler killed 6 million Jews? Well, what if he only was going to kill 500,000 Jews? I'd still want him dead. Even though I'm saying 6 million,
right?
But 500's enough, and that's 1/12 of what I was saying. But it's still enough for me to want him dead. All you'd have to do is believe a little bit of what you're saying about Trump, about how dangerous he was, and we weren't going to have elections, we lost our democracy. If you believe 10% of what you said, you'd want him dead.
Well, Trump is going to be delivering the State of the Union address tonight. Mm-hmm. And remember the last State of the Union, the Democrats were holding signs and dressing a certain way and acting very childish for protest. This time, I don't think there's going to be much protest inside because most of the Democrats just won't show up.
Yeah.
Adam Schiff won't be there.
Oh, man. Good dude.
Because he's a hero.
This guy does 4 years of Russiagate, and then nothing comes out of it. But by the way, I'll tell you one thing about those guys. Gavin Newsom's this way, Adam Schiff's this way. All those assholes on the left are this way. They cannot be shamed. You can never shame them. You can go, you were fucking wrong about everything COVID, and they go, yeah, that's funny. You did 4 years of Russiagate.
Right.
4 years. And we're proven
wrong.
Of lying, and there's nothing. And they go, fine, who cares? Moving on. They literally have no gear where they self-reflect.
Part of that is they really do they have to somehow really believe that all the things that they say about Trump are absolutely true, thus justifying the lies.
Here's what I think.
Like they're on some high moral ground.
Oh, no. Yeah, sure. Yeah, right. Look, everybody who was in the French resistance had forged papers. Well, that's illegal. I know it is. You're not who you say you are. No, I'm not. You're wearing a German soldier's uniform. That's against the Geneva Convention. Yeah, well, that's what we're dealing with.
Right.
So fine. Yes, of course. Nobody's. Yes, I think they think he is such a threat to their ecosystem, such a threat to their business as usual.
Oh, 100%.
Such a threat to
their freedom in many cases, because these people broke the law.
Yeah, I mean, he is such a threat. They would love it if he's gone, especially if your constituency was Somalis that were ripping off taxpayers, and you just want the whole thing
street
is
vendors.
Leave us alone.
Right.
Right. We want, when you are ripping people off, you need to be left alone. If you're a drug cartel, you're not asking the government to help sell drugs. You're telling the government, please look the other way so I can carry out my business.
Right.
You know what I mean? So if you are some homeless NGO in California that is getting millions and millions of dollars, all you want is to be left alone. You certainly don't want a new sheriff in town who's going to be asking questions and wanting to look at some numbers, right? So when you're, I've built my fair share of like bootleg shit. Just remodel the kitchen without a permit or whatever.
Sure.
All you want to be is left alone. You don't want the government to help you build the kitchen. You just want them not to knock on your door.
Right.
And what you don't want to hear is there's a new guy from zoning and planning and plan check who's he's really particular and he may be coming around. Like I think you want to be left alone to waste the taxpayer money or to sell people drugs or to do your human trafficking or to do your street vending or whatever shit you're up to, you want to be left alone to do it. And if you're a shit corrupt politician, you want to be left alone to do it. And he's not going to do that. Yeah, they're going to do a protest. Remember when Nancy Pelosi tore the speech up behind him?
So dumb.
It's also why do these people become heroes? Oh, they got State of the Swamp. We got Robert De Niro. How much credibility has Robert De Niro lost in the last decade?
Oh, most of it.
Yeah. Mayor Brandon Johnson.
Swalwell is going to be there. Don Lemon.
Oh,
Don Lemon got fired because he's Stacey Abrams.
Oh, Jim Acosta. Mark Ruffalo. Oh, Eric Swalwell. Oh, Marianne Williamson. Marianne Williamson came in here, and I did an interview with her like 8 years ago. She's a fucking dope.
Yes,
she is. She's a dope.
Yes.
She is a dumb fucking person.
Tom Arnold is going to be there. He's severely brain damaged.
Tom Arnold's going to be there. What? Stacey Abrams. What are the chances she'll recognize Tom Arnold?
Oh,
is Mayor Brandon Johnson of Chicago going to know who Tom Arnold is?
Probably not.
I don't think so. Then Seth Moulton, Representative Dan Goldman, all the fucking losers from both sides. I'm sorry, from the left side of the aisle are gonna be there. And by the way, Brandon Johnson, fucking run your city, would you, bro?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, and many more guests. So they're gonna do a big rally. Where's Bruce Springsteen? Who's playing the music?
Tour. He's gonna start his tour, but apparently tickets are like $3,000.
Oh, man. That's the boss.
Yeah.
Boss got to get paid,
Boss has got to get paid.
So this is going to be in D.C., I guess, the protest event. You know what? This'll move the needles. Like, remember the Million Woman March?
Yeah.
Remember they all knitted themselves
the pink hats
and they just went up and down the boulevard?
Right.
Remember how that changed things with the ladies?
Right.
Remember there was a war on ladies before that?
Yeah, there was.
And now
we've been waging war on them for a long time.
Now they got a hat.
Yep.
And they're going up and down the street. And they got Madonna.
Mm-hmm.
And she's pissed off.
Thank God for her.
Oh, there's going to be some righteous speeches. Oh, Ruffalo.
Yep.
Ruffalo and De Niro. Because when you got acting chops and you're giving a speech, then you end up with, let's see, Andrew. Oh, God. what is her name? Who was the actress? The greatest. The greatest was the McIntyre. No, not Reba McIntyre. Judd.
Oh, yeah, Ashley Judd.
Ashley Judd.
Right.
Ashley Judd unhinged speech. If you find that,
Yeah.
you're gonna. That is a little slice. That is a slice of heaven. Ashley Judd. I
all
think
of
that
these
was
people-
Trump's first inauguration, right?
Yeah, all of these people, they don't have any new ideas. It's
No.
all they have is we hate Trump, and that works for a certain segment of the population.
they also-
but they're not changing any minds.
They want everyone to have a seat at the table, Dawson.
Oh, that's true.
And nobody should go to bed hungry. And
No. No
nobody
child
should have,
left behind.
No one should have food insecurity. And
Everyone should get a house.
There's a school to prison pipeline that needs
there
to
is.
be blown up.
Yep.
I don't know what that is. Yeah, Ashley Judd unhinged speech. I think that's all Google needs, right? For 30 seconds of that. Here
we
it
go.
is. There's going to be a lot of this.
Powerful, powerful speech.
I'm not as nasty as a man who looks like he bathes in Cheeto dust. A man whose words are a diss track to America. Electoral college sanctioned hate speech contaminating this national anthem. I'm not as nasty as Confederate flags being tattooed across my city. Maybe the South actually is gonna rise again. Maybe for some, it never really fell. Blacks are still in shackles and graves just for being black. Slavery has been reinterpreted as the prison system in front of people who see melanin as animal skin. I am not as nasty as a swastika painted on a pride flag. And I
All right,
know
we got it.
Slam poetry.
This is gonna be awesome.
Insanity.
All right,
We'll be watching.
Here's the betting over under on De Niro F-bombs.
Oh,
13 De Niro.
Depends on how long they make
Higher?
them speak.
You going?
It will be every fourth word.
All right, he's a dope.
Yes, he's a dope.
All right, that is it. Texas coming up Friday, Saturday.
Big D.
Hyenas Comedy Club. I want to thank Bruce for coming in and Dawson for doing the news. And until next time, it's Adam Carolla for Bruce and Dawson saying Mahala. Yeah, get it on. Got to get on the church. Dixon Special. What you got?
Phenomena. Do you know that came from a movie, some British film? I saw it on Instagram or something. I'm like, I always thought that was. We know it from the Muppets, right? But
I don't know that I know it from the Muppets. I knew it from pre-Muppet.
Me too. It became a radio hit for a brief minute.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, I am so preoccupied. This is back to your frame of, to use Scott Adams' words, of chick think, which is how medical stories are reported. Right? Mm-hmm. It's always with hysteria. I think last week I talked about Trump and the meal they were making out of this solar or senile purpura on the arm.
The purple bruise. Yeah.
And which I have, and most older men that have had sun exposure have. But here's an interesting story. This is reported as a booger wall sending me to the hospital. Okay, so this struck me for two reasons. One is, I remember at the Man Show, when you'd go to the bathroom and stand in the urinal, it was piled high with snot rockets. It was a booger wall.
Yeah.
But it wasn't somebody picking their nose, it was snot rockets. So congratulations. That memory is seared into my head.
Yeah.
So good. But they're reporting this. I want to read how they report it. Causes anything from minor skin infections to pneumonia, bloodstream infections, or even toxic shock syndrome.
Boogers?
Well, this is why they can't even report accurately. The boogers are on the wall, and the staff that might be in the boogers wouldn't stay there very long. But then they're saying, well, you could pick your nose and scratch your nose, and the infection can get in. Doesn't really happen like that. Toxic shock, almost never without an occlusive dressing or something. And so, yeah, I mean, think of all the people that pick their nose, and how many systemic staph infections are we seeing from that? But they go, it's dangerous bacteria like staph. It's like, oh, come on. Well, everything's a hysteria. Everything's a crisis.
Yeah.
Everything is running to the. I mean, come on.
I don't
know what we do with this.
People need to expose yourself to more, and not listen to this shit. It's more this fucking hysterical shit. I may have chopped my game. I don't know. I brought Indian food from Martha's Vineyard back to L.A. and ate it.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Last night, I ended up taking Cajun food back from Denver, and I ate it. That was all seafood. And actually, one container got left out overnight at the place
So
I was
what?
staying. I don't care.
I don't
I can do it. I eat old food all the time. My girlfriend was making steak, and she bought a steak, but it had been in the fridge for like 2 or 3 days, and she opened it up, and she smelled it, and she went, "Has this gone bad?" And it looked a little bad, and it smelled bad too, and I went, "No, it's good. It's fine." And I just cooked it up, and I ate it. She ate it too. It's fine.
Yeah, I do stuff like that too.
I
pull shit out of the sink and out of the trash can.
Yes,
because it drives me. I'm not as way you are. Your drives you crazy.
You want to know germ whatever I am? I had a toothbrush downstairs in the downstairs bathroom.
Yeah.
And I was cleaning over the break. I cleaned. Now listen to me, everybody. This thing where it's like I'm a dude, and my girl was like, "Get the cleaning lady." I was like, "I'll handle it." I clean better than any fucking cleaning lady can clean because I'm a builder and because I have very good eyes and I'm very detail oriented and it's my shit.
Yeah.
You would much rather have me clean your house than a cleaning woman, but I won't do it because that's not my job,
right?
And I'll pay someone else to do it. You know what it's like saying a guy can't clean? It's like saying a guy can't cook. No, the best chefs in the world are all guys. We just don't want to cook. It's a fucking waste of time. But if we did, the best maids in the world would be dudes. Like the guys I work with, like the fabricator guys and stuff like that, they don't clean your house the best because they're
extreme detail.
Right.
Yeah.
So I was getting detailed. She was out of town, and I'm like, I'm cleaning the shit out of both floors. And at some point, there was some shit and grout and whatever, some stuff on the floor, and I went and got my toothbrush out. I got a toothbrush out, and I got some cleanser out, and I was like scrubbing this spot on the floor, like a rust spot or something. I went at it for a while, and I was like, all right, it was a cheap toothbrush. I was like, I'll donate it to the cause. But later on that day, I had to leave, and I was like, oh, I don't want to go upstairs and brush my teeth. And I just looked at the toothbrush that I was using with the cleanser on the floor. Yeah. And I was like, I'll just rinse that off. I just rinse it off. I do that shit all day, every day.
I don't have a problem.
You don't get sick from don't get sick from any of this stuff. That's what people don't understand.
I completely agree with you. You don't get sick from it. But I worry that whatever the caustic agent you were using would fuck the teeth up.
I rinsed it off.
Well, I wouldn't know enough to know that it would,
When my girlfriend goes out of town, I used to say mug every single day.
Me too.
You know what I clean with? My hand.
Yes.
I put my fucking hand in it, and I put hot water and I just rinse it and I fucking do it.
Yeah, me too.
Do it, people. Expose yourself to shit. Stop buying into Madison Avenue and all the fucking Unilever and all these big companies that sell you billions of dollars of shit you don't need. It's all to scare women. And then dudes. Well, because the worst thing a woman could call a dude is gross. And when you say to women, this is what I do, they go, gross.
Yeah.
And as a guy, once you're labeled as gross,
that's it.
Then that's it.
Cooties.
No more sex for you, right? So guys don't want to be called gross, so they have to participate in this folly as well, this made up, invisible bullshit that doesn't. And by the way, every single person that calls me gross is on 5 medications and taking something for acid reflux and has an issue with they need oat milk when they go places. And I need nothing ever. I don't even know what it is. I realize, like, people go, get the Dayquil, get the NyQuil, get the Pepsid. I go, I don't even know. I've never owned it. I don't even know I don't know what any of this stuff is.
But it is.
I eat shit off the floor.
It is. I do too. It is interesting though how much.
Once in a while, my girlfriend will throw something in the trash can, and I'll just go get it
Yeah,
out
me
of
too.
the trash can and like rinse it off and
Yeah.
finish it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, all the time. Okay, we're heroes. Keep going.
No, because I don't understand that. It's like you decided I was going to eat that in a couple of days anyway.
You decided it was bad.
Yeah, it's
but
like-
I'm eating it.
It's not bad.
But it's gross.
It's gross.
If you eat it.
But it smells bad.
Just eat whatever the fuck you want, by the way. I'll figure it out.
So much shit out. It's so
I know.
wasteful.
So I had a big pile of Cajun food that was in the belly of an airplane.
Yeah.
It's not like I pack it nice or anything. It's just in a suitcase with a bag wrapped around it, and I ate that last night. I ate more tonight.
Was it a fine dining restaurant or just a?
It was good. It was good.
I'm
food.
just saying, how much do you imagine that probably what they have in the back is a big tub of that they break the crust on every day and heat it up? You know?
I ate what was left over in the fridge from a week ago and mixed with some Cajun food that had been left out overnight.
You're a hero.
Yeah.
But it is an interesting topic how much of our world is shaped by media and Don
Yes.
Draper and Madison
Yes,
Avenue.
yes.
I had no idea. And now it's damn near everything.
Mm-hmm.
And so as a result, I believe damn near nothing.
No, I wouldn't believe anything.
Yeah.
I don't. Look, everything for me. Told you a million times. The Catholic school boys are chasing down the dolphins and annoying them in the ocean.
Or how about the guy in front of the Lincoln Memorial, that kid from the Catholic school with the Native American?
I don't believe.
with
But by the
MAGA
way,
hat.
if anything falls under the heading of a theme, I'm out immediately.
A story, a theme, a narrative.
Yeah, you like it. You like the idea of the rich white guy who's
Yeah.
making fun of the elderly Native American.
Yeah.
Blah, 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 blah. You know what I was thinking? I don't know why. I was trying to make it into a joke, really, but I was thinking about. So I was listening to lots of old time radio. I think I was telling you about that.
No.
I wasn't telling you about that.
Tell me.
All right. Oh,
What do you mean? Well, I don't even know what you mean by old time radio.
old time radio?
Like-
I had Jack Benny show and Father Knows Best and stuff
So
like that.
old radio dramas and shows.
I said Jack Benny.
No. I understand, but these are shows that happen to be on the radio before television. The people don't realize they
I
were
think
full shows.
old time radio show covered
All right.
this whole explanation.
I might have been listening to the big bands or something, or singing, Dinah Shore
Old-time
singing.
radio shows,
All
not
right.
music from the 40s.
All right.
Okay, Drew. I've been listening to old time radio shows.
Okay.
Yes, there are shows from the olden times.
Okay.
All right, now, and then I said Jack Benny
Yep.
and Father Knows Best, but they were radio shows.
Right. To me, just last go around on this.
All right.
Those are two different things. One is
There are old time
Okay.
radio shows, Drew.
Yes, they
did
are.
Dramas, they did comedy,
Yep.
they did a lot of cop, gumshoe,
Yep.
detective shows.
Yep.
All right. So during Christmas, they were playing all these religious ones or the story of Christmas or whatever it was. And also, first off, kids had reverence for adults and parents and stuff. It was like crazy.
Right.
It was like a lot of, by the way, the breadwinner of the family, the guy who worked and kept the lights on and kept food in the fridge and paid the mortgage, that guy got a modicum of respect.
modicum.
Yes. Like he would come home. And like at the end of the day, like, "Hi, honey, how was your day at work?" "Oh, it was a long day." And then the little girl would come up, "Daddy, Daddy, Daddy, come upstairs and play with my dolly house." And then the mom would jump in and go, "Your father worked very hard today. He wants to relax. Honey, do you want a highball? Let me get you your sweater. Honey, leave your father alone. He worked very hard for this family and he wants to relax from it." "Sorry, father." And then they'd go upstairs. Now, what do you do? Jesus fucking Christ. Because the guy paid for everything. He got he got some respect.
Yeah.
Which doesn't exist at all anymore. And the kids listened to him and everyone obeyed. But there was also it was crazy in those gumshoe things. First off, the way they treated women was insane, especially the bad guy. When you were the bad guy and the gumshoe detective show, Mike Helm, PI, or whatever the hell it would be. They have a whole bunch of them.
Yeah.
They're all PI things.
Yeah.
He'd go, "I thought I should head over to apartment C and pay Mr. Jenkins a visit." And then they cut inside the apartment, and Mr. Jenkins was the bad guy.
Yeah.
Right. And he'd be like, It was crazy. He'd go like, he'd go, "Hey, woman, give me a coffee," and she'd go, "Right away," and she'd go to get it, and then at some point the phone would ring, and he'd go, "Well, aren't you going to pick it up?" And she'd go, "I was getting you coffee." I oughta, like literally, like threatened to. I oughta punch you. Yeah. Because first off, I dispatched you to go get coffee, but then when the phone rang, you yelled at the person to pick up the phone, and then she said something about the coffee, and now you're threatening her. It was crazy. And I mean, then the doorbell would ring. "Well, aren't you going to get it?" "I was getting you coffee, my dear." "Just get the damn door. I oughta," and then they'd like open the thing up, and, she'd go like, "Oh, hello, Mr. So-and-so. Hey, nobody wants to hear what you have to say. Now get in the kitchen." And they just go, "Sorry." And they just like leave. And then at some point they go, "Listen, here's what I want you to do. I got these guns and I'm bringing them into Canada." And they go, "I don't feel good." "You don't feel good? How about feel good if there's a hand across your face?" "Okay, I'll do it. It's like everything was this subservient, like
aggressive
thing. Yeah. Now listen, I don't, I'm not saying I want to go back there completely, but a cup of coffee wouldn't be bad.
So is even before that, the Instagram algorithm is sending me a bunch of early 30s, late 20s sort of movie clips. Mm-hmm. And the two things jump out. One is a lot of slapping. Right. A lot of slapping women. Mm-hmm. And women slapping women, too. Not just men slapping. Yeah. That sort of surprised me. And the other thing was this one Busby, what was his name? Busby, the dance thing. Berkeley, thing from like 29 or something called Bend Over Sister. And it was about that.
Smacking, spanking,
bend over because I want to look.
Wow,
it was crazy. Bend over, sister. And the thing was, this is before they put the controls on it, the censorship on film. That's when the committees came in. But before that, they got pretty wild.
The other thing I was thinking about is how nobody has any retention anymore, like long term. Oh, not even long term, short term. Yeah. People can't. No. If I say to somebody, drop me off at the airport and then just take my car back and put the keys in the basket by the door or something, they can't remember to get the keys from the airport to home. There's no key in the basket. Because
there's a problem with series and sequences and stuff. We talked about this last time.
Right. We always talk about it. But I realized back in the day, because people didn't have phones and whatever, and TV and with screens and computers and stuff, I think the retention was a lot.
Well, you certainly practiced your memory more. You didn't worry about offloading it onto a phone. You had to remember it.
Yeah, so it was funny because I was just laughing. I was laughing in the car because I was listening to the old time radio shows.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And they had this thing where they're talking about Jesus and the birth of Christ and Christmas time and Joseph and the innkeeper and going to the manger, the barn, basically the whole story. They're just doing the whole story and played out by radio personalities from the 50s and the 40s. It was super simple time. Things were cut and dry. Like, we knew who everyone was. It wasn't a fucking chaotic, shitty mess. Crazy women with fucking tattoos and screaming with septum
and we knew
piercings.
who they were then.
Well, I do want to get...
Boys were boys and men. Girls were girls and men were men.
Yeah, right. No, they were onto it. But, all right.
Did you talk to Norman Lear about this?
Hold on. No, but I will say this. So the thing that made me laugh, and it made me want to try to turn it into a comedy bit, which is first off, Joseph and Mary go to the innkeeper, and he's like, "We're all full up for the night." And they go, "Well, but how about, is there anywhere we could put our head down, like in the barn, in the manger?"
Yeah.
I guess a manger and a barn are kind of the same thing. I don't know why
we
need to call it
manger like a hay holding something in the barn?
Well, it's hay, but I mean...
Manger, help me, it's something in the barn, right?
It's not really... It's not... He could have said, "Can we spend the night in the barn?"
Yeah.
But anyway...
I'll look it up.
So he goes... so he shows up, right? And this is the part that makes me laugh. You know what? We'll take a quick break. I'm going to let you look that up, and then I'll tell you the story right after this. Shopify 2026 is the year that you're going to get after it. And a lot of you have ideas and would love to take the big leap. but don't know where to start. Well, with Shopify, this is going to be your year to take matters into your own hands. Shopify gives you everything you need to sell online and in person. Millions of entrepreneurs have already made the leap because it gives you all the tools you need to make your dream store. Shopify stays up to date with AI tools that help with product descriptions and photo editing and more. Marketing is built in too. As you grow, Shopify grows with you. Handle more orders, expand to new markets, and do it all from the same dashboard. It's Shopify, right, Daphne?
In 2026, stop waiting and start selling with Shopify. Sign up for your $1 per month trial and start selling today at shopify.com/AdamandDrew. Go to shopify.com/AdamandDrew. That's shopify.com/AdamandDrew. Hear your first this new year with Shopify by your side.
So the thing that it made me laugh is the guy shows up, Joseph and Mary.
Yeah.
And he comes in and he goes, I am Joseph, son of Jacob, carpenter of Nazareth. And he goes, okay, Joseph, it's good to meet you. And he goes, may we find some shelter or whatever. And at some point they go, you can go to the barn. But then 2 hours later, the Roman soldier shows up and they're looking for him. Yes, because somebody threw a rock at a Roman soldier and they're going to kill him or whatever. So the Roman soldier shows up at the inn.
Interesting.
Right.
Okay.
And he says, who's here? And who's staying in the manger? And he says, that is Joseph, son of Jacob, carpenter from Nazareth. And he goes, I'll look for myself. And then he goes, son of Jacob, carpenter of Nazareth. But the reason I was laughing, a manger is a feeding trough for animals.
Yeah, it's like a.
It's not a trough.
Yeah, it's shaped like a crib, what's the word I'm looking for? Like
a crib?
Not a crib, right? It's shaped like that.
Oh, you mean the manger?
And they put hay in it. It holds it.
Oh, because he was in the crib, not the area.
The area is where everybody went, and then in that area there was a manger, and they threw it.
I thought the manger was the area.
Oh, here comes Andrew. No, he says no.
No, the stable was the area. The manger, Jesus was placed in a manger, which is used to feed livestock.
Yeah, it always screws me up. I guess I shouldn't have waited this long to figure this out because it would always, whenever they would do the recreations, they had the fence posts going around, and then they had the hay on the ground, and they'd go, they're visiting, the wise men are going to the manger, which doesn't sound like going to the crib. It sounds like they're going to the area. But anyway, okay, the manger's an actual, okay. Well, it looks like a crib.
I'm not sure crib is the right word, but like there's something
Why
you lay
is it a crib?
I'm not sure.
Bassinet.
There's something you lay a baby in. Yeah.
All right. Anyway.
Yeah.
2 hours later, the Roman soldier shows up, wants to know who's in the barn, and he goes, "It's Joseph, son of Jacob from Nazareth, the carpenter from Nazareth." And he goes, "I'll go investigate, whatever." But I was picturing modern times if you fucking showed up and asked anyone I knew, like, "Who's in the manger?" Rick? I don't know. He said he was from Nevada.
Son of Sam.
What'd I say? I don't know. What's his nose? Son of... Did I say Rick?
Rick.
Said he was from Nevada, I think.
Son of Tim?
He was I think Uber guy. I don't know where he worked. But anyway, there would be zero. By the way, but they did that stuff. Now it's all a play, but they're doing it. You wouldn't write it that way now because if you showed up of all the fucking pot everyone smokes and all the fucking staring at the computer, people can't even think. People can't think in real time. Forget about 2 hours later, somebody shows up and you're on the tip of your tongue. You got Joseph, son of Jacob, from Nazareth as a carpenter. You wouldn't have any of that. No one I know would have any of that fucking information.
And then you lay on top of that what we're discovering about the fraud in our country. I am blown away by all that. I can't believe it. I'm mortified by that. It's incredible.
Well, the part that's The part that's really incredible, well, it's all the NGO stuff.
Yes,
right?
but what's incredible is also people go, you can't do that. Like, what do you mean you can't do it? We have to do it. You have to figure this out. What are you talking about? You can't do it.
You're saying look into it?
You can't look into it. Yeah, they don't.
The whole thing. Yeah. You can't do it is, you could be saying you can't do the fraud.
I see.
You have, well, look, it is, okay, let's just break it down. How do you spend $24 billion on homelessness and not have any results? It sounds sort of mathematically impossible.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's essentially like saying, I did $24 billion on home renovations and improvements, and then you walk into my house and you go, this is the same shitty burnt orange tile from the 70s.
Yeah.
Like, you go, well, I've done stuff, and you go, nothing's changed. And you go, well, a lot of it's administration. You know what I mean?
But let's think about that.
I mean, something, look, is it?
It's all opportunity for fraud, right? I mean, think of what happens in the Palisades or in Malibu. You have to get through the Coastal Commission, and how much money is that going to cost? You have to get surveys, and so
they raised $100 million in a concert, and no one's got any money.
Right.
And it ends up going to like political organizations, and
then they give it back to the people that are providing the money.
They're always on the left.
It's incredible.
It's crazy.
It's crazy.
But the crazy,
the right must have done it. They must have. They probably learned it from the right one time, and now people don't. That's why they've been able to get away with it so long, because the right is so unpopular. They go, they're all doing it. They're all doing it. Of course, the right does it. No, not like this. Not right now.
The crazy part was
all of it.
Well, it's all crazy, but it's like people pay half their income in taxes, and then have a bunch of people grift it.
Yeah.
And then somebody goes, I want to look into this, and you go, I'm going to burn down that Tesla dealership.
Yes.
Like, that's really your thought. That's your thought process.
It's weird, right? I don't understand it.
Okay.
I'm so fucked up about it.
But I'll tell you this. Hear me now.
All right.
Believe me later.
All right, good. You have to be my Scott Adams from now on. He was kind of a predicted stuff, and you're it now.
You cannot have...
What does your crystal brain tell us?
Everything is dogs at the airport. You can't open things up and expect them not to be exploited. The kids now.
So what do we do?
You got to get rid of everything. Listen.
Well,
they
how do we do
slept
that?
in a manger. Then look, you
get the Roman soldiers in there.
All right, here's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Tim Walz. All right, so when Mayor Fry, dingbat dumb shit Fry's up there talking about Tim Walz, he's like, kids wouldn't have free lunches in Minnesota. Here's my experiment. Take away the free lunches.
Yeah.
Take away the free lunches.
Yeah.
Take away the free breakfasts. Take away all the stuff that's funded for the kids, that's poor kids. Just take away the free lunches. And you find me one kid that expired from malnutrition.
Right.
The answer will be 0.
Yeah.
They'll all still be fat, and that'll be that. Get rid of it. We don't need it. If you're going to invent something called a spectrum, you're going to invent something called spectrum.
This autistic spectrum we're talking about?
The spectrum, you're calling everything's a spectrum thing, then no, we don't know where anything is anymore. There's no up and down.
We need thresholds, yes.
I have a son. You ask me, is he on the spectrum?
Is he on the spectrum?
I would go, no. Then you say, there's $2,600 a month in it for you from the city.
Is he on the spectrum?
I'm going to go find a doctor that will find his spectrum.
Yeah.
They'll find his inner spectrum, and he'll be on it, and I will get $2,600.
Yeah.
Am I a thief? Am I a bank robber?
No.
Would I put my hands on anybody? No. You offered a program.
Well, you know what?
Me to get $2,600 a month, and my son. I don't know. You could make arguments.
You might help him.
Yeah, I mean, he's a little idiosyncratic. I close my eyes when people talk.
Here is a piece of.
I'm on the spectrum.
Here's a piece of data that falls out of sort of business research every time, which is if an employee has an opportunity to steal, they will. That's it. That's it. That's what you're talking about. And we want people to have character, right? We want them to not do that. And
well, we got rid of religion, and we got rid of the golden rule, and so we got rid of the character.
You would think,
and we
however,
talking. We don't talk about character. I always talk about character. No one wants to talk about character. So
I agree.
Character gone, religion gone,
and yet we have cameras everywhere and documentation. But
so still. Listen to me. It's not, now. Look, the funding about the honeybees, sexual proclivities, whatever, that's in Uganda, that's $10 million. Okay, that's easy.
Yeah.
Cut it.
Yeah.
I'm talking about big government projects, big government dependencies that basically encourage people to have disability and stay home and do all the shit they dangle out. You know, with your okay. We have a guy. If you don't think this is possible, all right, listen to me. You listening? Listen to me.
We're all here. We're all here.
We have a guy who is Secretary of Transportation who's gay, who's fresh on one of the most important jobs in the world, Secretary of Transportation in the United States. That guy legally gets leave after adopting a kid. He gets paternity leave. And now, he's a dude, and his gay buddy didn't shit the kid out. The kid was adopted. That guy went home and used up all his paternity. Why? Because it was there.
But think
because
about it.
We offered it
The
to
reason
him.
for paternity really is to help the woman recover from the delivery, right?
It's two dudes. He's got one of the most important jobs in America, and he went home.
Yeah.
So you don't think people are going to take advantage of this?
Right.
I think they are.
Yeah.
You give them you give them the sick days, you give them the personal days, you give them the 2 months off, they'll take it.
Yep.
We cannot offer it to them because you cannot be trusted. And essentially what we have to say to the American people is you're going to get the same treatment that you got from your stepdad about wanting to borrow the car, but the last time you borrowed it, you wrapped it around a tree, and he's going to hold the keys and go, sorry, I cannot trust you to take this car out.
Is that
you cannot be trusted. But here's the good news. You want to know what the good news is?
Please.
You'll feed your kids.
Of course. But I want to know about the character part. Is that good news? Will people develop character? We have to have a new generation come in with
safe
character?
Spaces and octagons. That's it. That's it. We'll all just be fucking living in the octagon with the hard workers. And
Is the octagon of character?
Oh yeah,
for the most part.
That's well. Who you better?
I think I want to believe that.
Get in the octagon.
All right. Good.
All right. Tonight, Grants Pass Rogue Theater. That's in Oregon, and then also Midtown. That'll be Midtown Ballroom. That'll be the following night. Be tomorrow night. Bend, Oregon. Go to adamcarolla.com for all the live shows. And then off to New York with all kinds of stuff going on over there. So just go to adamcarolla.com. What do you got, Drew?
Dr.com. You get it all there. And just look for Ask Dr. Drew on X. We're Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
So, until next time, Adam Carolla for Dr. Sam. Mahalo. I have a clip that made me laugh, which was our mayor, Karen Bass, was talking about how hot it was. I always laugh. It's unseasonably hot in LA, and they have to give these PSAs about what to do when it's hot.
Right, the cooling centers.
You got to drink water.
Right.
You know, do not wrap yourself in foil and lay on the roof of your building. You know what I mean? Do not rub Vaseline all over your body and then wrap yourself in foil and then go up to the roof. Like they always do it, which is weird. By the way, these cooling centers at the park, I really have no idea how this works.
Send them to the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. They'll get cold. It's about 9 feet of snow up there right now.
I would like to show up to the cooling center at the park and find out what went wrong with everyone's life. I feel the same way about the 73-year-old guy who works at Home Depot. I just want to go, what happened?
Yeah.
Something happened. But this is Karen Bass. By the way, she doesn't have pressers to talk about permitting in the Palisades. She has pressers for being warm. Here it is.
Triple digits across a huge part of LA. It can lead to heat stroke.
Plan on having plenty of water to drink.
Heat. Plenty of apartments and housing that have no air conditioning. Because frankly, we didn't need it. Heat. Until the last few years as global warming has impacted our city.
All right, you can stop it right there. First off, bitch, I grew up in the San Fernando Valley. We did not have air conditioning, and I fried I grew up like Cool Hand Luke in a sweat box, just eating hard-boiled eggs and sweating with George Kennedy above me.
One air conditioner in our entire house.
Yes.
And when it got that hot, and again, this is Michigan, so it's different, but we would all go into my parents' bedroom, the dog, everybody, and watch the little Magnavox television.
Yes. Yeah.
And it was cool.
It was funny.
Slept on the floor.
It was actually, we had one. It was in the den where the TV was. But there wasn't enough room to sleep in there, but you could, and it was my stepdad's room. Don't even ask.
Right.
Don't even ask why my stepdad and my mom had two separate rooms. I don't want to know. But John had the air conditioner in his room,
right,
which was also the den. So, and we would also sit on his bed to watch TV,
sure,
which is, most people would be uncomfortable
right
now, but okay. Things were different.
It's the way it was.
But the way it was, my grandparents had one, you'd have one window mount, you'd have to put it in your bedroom because that's where you slept, and then tough luck for anyone else who had to sleep somewhere. Dr. Drew used to tell me that when he was in Massachusetts at Amherst, they had one with like the three guys living in the school housing or whatever, and they would build like trough flume tents to like channel off over this. Yeah. Like, hang a sheet and put some cardboard and just try to get it moving toward the bedroom.
Conditioning in college.
Well, Drew had one.
Yeah,
but
we had none of that.
But the whole point is Karen Bass is chalking this up to climate change. But here's the deal. Like I said, I grew up in the San Fernando Valley. I grew up in the 70s. It was brutal, especially in the summer, but it was hot all the time. It wasn't a climate change thing. They didn't build houses with air conditioning because they didn't have the technology for central air. They didn't have the money for it, and so on and so forth. But also, I never get with her in climate change. Is it just Los Angeles that experiences climate change, or is it just California? Or does China have this? Like, why are we always the recipient of climate change in LA, but no other places, Nevada and Arizona, don't seem to be affected by it, or they are, but we don't care? Or how does this work? Like, we act like we can dictate to the globe what the climate is from Santa Monica, California, if we just stop using plastic straws.
It's politics. It's an agenda. It's what she and so many other members of that party are pushing. And I'm shocked, right? And I spend a fair amount of time out here, but I'm also in New York a lot. I'm in the Midwest a lot. Our primary home is in Michigan. I'm just shocked at the difference in a news conference with a politician like that, as opposed to somebody who's, more moderate and trying to. Now, I have a presence in New York too. I see the craziness that goes on there.
Right.
But it's let's solve the problem.
Well, the other thing too is right. You blame. Okay, so the whole city burnt down because of climate change, because we had a fire.
No, it's because they didn't manage the land and they didn't respond to the crisis because you were in Africa at a cocktail party.
Right, but wouldn't it be convenient to be able to blame everything on climate change if you were in fact were in Ghana having a cocktail party?
If you have an audience who's willing to suck that information in and accept it, it makes it easier. I think in other parts of the country, you have more of a skeptical audience. They say, well, wait a minute.
Right.
That's not what happened here.
Well,
what happened is you didn't deal with it as a leader of this community.
Well, I'm going to just put it back on them. By the way, she is the odds-on favorite to win the election for mayor. Again, she let the city burn down, but we're going with it, which it's insane.
Who's running against her?
Los
Bring
Angeles
me up to speed here.
Is insane. Oh, Nithya Raman, who's worse, actually. I do think Nithya Raman could be worse. Spencer Pratt, who I think we'll have in here pretty soon. All right, so here, let's just put it to you this way. We have, let's just, I'll simplify it this way, Chris Hansen. Climate change. Let's go ahead and say we live in a world of climate change in Los Angeles. Fine. We're an earthquake country as well.
Yeah.
And I used to do earthquake rehab work. And we now build houses with that in mind. And when an earthquake hits, nothing happens.
Right.
Because we figured out the environment and we mitigated the things. And Rick Caruso sprayed his shopping center down with foam 2 days before the fires kicked in because he knew something and he prepared. You go to New Orleans, they have seawalls. They're below sea levels, but they build a seawall and then they can have
they
a
responded
city.
to
nature.
Yeah.
Right. So What I'm saying is if there is, Las Vegas couldn't be Las Vegas without air conditioning, but now they got air conditioning and now they got Las Vegas. So if there's a situation and it's climate change, well then that's a reality and we're living with it. So let's manage the forest based on the climate change,
right.
and
let's
get the water into the reservoirs based on now that we know it. Let's go do something about it.
Be proactive.
Proactive, which is kind of your job as an official.
That's her only job.
That's her only job. Can LA be this stupid that we're going to give her a second run? And I think the answer is yes, which is kind of insane.
As you look at the lack of choices, and this is what astounds me, right? And I don't always profess to be, the most knowledgeable guy on politics. I cover crime and all the things I cover, but I watch it very closely, and it's stunning to me the lack of good choices for leadership in major cities. I mean, look at New York.
That's true.
The vote for Zoran was as much for him because he was able to manipulate social media and get young people to say, "Oh, there's a friendly face. He's smiling. He's doing funny TikToks," and And you got Cuomo, who's the angry man, who's still bitter that he got boosted from the governor's job.
Right.
And it was as much of a anti-Cuomo referendum, I think, as it was a pro-Mamdani. And then who else is out there? Well, yet Adams couldn't cut it because he was in over his head from the first term. And you've got, a guy in a red beret.
Yeah, right.
Nice fellow.
Seems like it.
But it's, where is Bloomberg again? Where is that guy?
Yeah.
Run a major company and can do the job.
I concur.
Why are there such?
I agree.
Is it because people don't want to take a pay cut who have big jobs, or is it we don't want to go through all the BS of people digging around in our garbage, which is what?
I think it's that. I think there. Here's what I think. I think there are people who think I don't want to put my family through this,
right?
Because it's coming. And there's going to be rooting through the garbage. And by the way, they're like there's three options in the root through the garbage, or like why one wouldn't want to expose themselves to scrutiny. Right. One is you actually did things like Bill Cosby. There's real bad shit. Stuff. There's real bad stuff out there. Weinstein, or whatever it is. Like real stuff. You embezzled from your company. All right, there's that. Then there's everyone else who's basically like, I don't want you to look through my search history on my phone because I may be embarrassed by it. But it's basically...
You just don't want to deal with the noise of it.
Well, it's like, look, every human being... It's a wiring. Every human being goes to the toilet once a day, sits down on the toilet, 3 times a week, once a day or whatever. No one does it with the door open. No one wants anyone to walk in. By the way, the person that walks in,
private time,
who's catching you taking a dump, took a dump an hour earlier. Right. So we just, and people go, oh my God, so embarrassing. It's so embarrassed if they went. So that's how we're wired. So we don't want anyone looking into the part that kind of makes us human. And there's going to be some tweets or some ex-girlfriend or a situation with an estranged
people
whatever.
Live lives. You know what interests me about the New York situation is that Trump has maintained a relationship with the mayor of New York. Now, they couldn't be more diametrically opposed in terms of their feelings about finances and the economy and money, credit, and banking. But Trump obviously sees something in Zoran that he identifies with. He has him to the to the White House, and they have access to each other at a level that is uncharacteristic for a socialist and a capitalist to have. So he obviously understands there's some charismatic element to the mayor of New York that he relates to because he's a charismatic guy. He's a brand of his own. So is Zoran.
Yeah. No, I agree.
But I think that dynamic is interesting to me.
Well, I don't want to shoot holes in the theory, but there's a couple things. Trump has so much real estate in New York that to really declare a fatwa on the mayor of New York when you own that much real estate
part of its business,
is kind of
absolutely
kind of be nuts. I also think Trump is as much as people think he's a bull in a china shop is not. There's more finesse to him.
I'm not criticizing him. I'm giving him credit for understanding a complicated dynamic.
I agree. He does a thing where he's like, he doesn't intentionally alienate people he might need or use. He can say whatever he wants about AOC because fine, who cares? Even when he's talking about Keir Starmer of England, he'll do a thing where he'll go, I don't like all the windmills. I don't like the green energy. He's got to get back on the fuel and the fossil fuel. And his immigration policies are horrible. And he's destroying Europe with his policies. But he's a good dude. He's a good dude.
But other than that,
he's a good dude, and he's
you'll have him at a state dinner.
Yeah, he's like family. I hear he's a good. Seems nice. He tries to keep some sort of thread, some connective tissue to the person where he can go, bad policy, but a good dude.
Right.
And
I can work with
it'll get him to pick up the phone kind of thing. Where if you just go full fatwa, then you can't. Yeah, well, I'm putting in Zoran.
No, but it's a good way to put it. That's exactly what it would be.
And I think
that's what he does if it's somebody who, he really dislikes.
I guess we could roll into a little news now with Adam Yenzer.
Yeah, we got some local LA news here. An inventor created an ingeniously simple device to end LA's copper wire theft problem, and the city immediately shot it down. Los Angeles has rejected an entrepreneur's cheap and simple fix to stop the city's crippling copper wire theft crisis. End metal theft spokesman Mark James revealed to the California Post it had created a hardened cover that secures streetlights and would stop neighborhoods being plunged into darkness. The device fastens over the lid to the wires and makes it harder, louder, and far riskier for criminals to gain access. They would cost about $300 to install. But instead, City Hall shot it down and wants to focus on converting to solar lamps that will cost up to $6,000 each.
Well, look, here's the problem. I'm gonna tell you guys the problem. There is a mechanical brain, and then there's an emotional brain, and I have a mechanical brain. And so everything I think about passes through a sort of mechanical world, which is a world of attempted efficiency, where you want everything to kind of be I want to burn the least amount of calories as possible to get the same results. And I don't think people really fully know that. They think about a mechanical world as just one of building and creating, but it's really about engineering is sort of about what is the least amount we can do but still be safe. It's not the most. I will see amateurs, and amateurs build stuff, and they'll build shelves, and they'll have 2x4s screwed to the wall and 4x4 posts, and it's in their closet. And I'll go, this is way over fucking built because this guy doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about because it's too much. And so in LA, we have a bunch of dumb chicks in positions of power, and they don't have a building brain, a mechanical brain. They have an emotional brain. And so you're asking somebody, the same person who's angry at Toyota for making catalytic converters so easy to steal,
putting it right there.
That retarded brain is now going to be focused on streetlights, and it's not going to happen. So you're not going to get that out of them. And just because it's cheaper and faster doesn't mean it's going to work. And also, they don't have any real problem solving skills. And I talked to a guy, there used to be and there still is, a lot of problem with illegal dumping. They dump construction materials everywhere in the city, on the back streets, off of Mulholland, on the street behind me. So any place that's quiet, they'll come on a Sunday night and just unload their pickup truck full of busted up drywall and stucco. And I was at an event once, and I was talking to like a politician. I said, man, this place is full of garbage everywhere. As people are dumping stuff everywhere. And he goes, yeah, I know, it's a mess. I don't know, I wish we could fix it. I go, well, yeah, I can fix it. I can tell you how to fix it. And he goes, well, how are you going to fix it? People just showing up at Sunday night, just unloading their truck. Takes them 3 minutes and they drive home and there's nothing. I said, the dump's $200.
Yeah.
It costs $200 for those guys to do it. You want them to do the right thing, which is drive to the dump. That's $200. These guys, who's dumping this stuff? He goes, well, I don't know. I go, poor Mexicans. This is all construction material. These are guys who come in and demo out the bedroom and the bathroom, throw it in the back of the truck. And because they don't want to take $200 out of their pocket, they just dump it in the street behind me.
Yeah.
So that's who's dumping the stuff. All right, well, what are we supposed to do? I go, well, listen, go to the Home Depot, hand out certificates like in Spanish, like little flyers. Say, you can go to the dump for free with this, and you get a 6-pack of Tecate.
Yeah.
And that'll solve the fucking problem. And the guy goes, that's a good idea. That would probably work. I go, yeah, it would work. They would do it.
Yeah.
You're charging them too much. You're not going to do it. Anyway, I'm at this party. About an hour later, the guy circles back. Swear to God, I'm at Mark Garagos' house. The guy circles back and he goes, what's that idea again about the dumping? I go,
did he have a notepad?
It's like, okay, they can't do anything. They can't do anything. I could fix it. They can't.
Man.
So, and they don't really want to, I guess.
Well, and do you think with these covers for the copper wire on the lights, and they're opting for these solar lights, do you think part of it is their obsession with this environmental stuff, where it's like no matter what the cost, even though this is a simple, cost-effective, easy solution, we have to do this environmental thing where it's millions of dollars, but we have solar lights?
We have an obsession in California, but LA is kind of a microcosm of California, and they love it. And you can find 2,000 hours of bad politicians saying, we lead the country and we're on the vanguard. We push the thing. And as LA goes and California goes, so goes the nation and so goes the world. They think they're on the vanguard of everything. That's why they come up with all their retarded ideas that end up fucking dry anally raping them from behind, but they think they're on. We're the first to give out. We give drugs. We have drug vending machines. We put them in the parks. We're the first to do that. It's a shit show, but they look at it as we are the first, and that's how they do it. So we'll be the first to have street lamps that are $60,000 to retrofit that end up getting ripped off.
And then they won't work, but they can brag. We were the first to have solar lighting in the country.
They love all that talk. And the kind of talk they fucking hate is like repair the aqueducts, fill the potholes, work back, start getting your curriculum together at schools. Oh no, we have an LGBT community. We're the first in the nation to force 9th graders to suck cock. We're the first. We're the first. And we have the trans community. We're the first to legalize the trans community, reading Cat in the Hat to special needs 3-year-olds. We're the first. You understand? Yeah, you're the first because your ideas are horrible and no one would do this shit in the past. You know what I mean? We're going to outlaw the internal combustion engine. We'll be the first to have an all-electric fleet all the time. And we're going to do community policing. We're going to be the first nation, we're the first city and the first state to have community ambassadors. Not armed policemen. We'll have ambassadors riding the subway. We're the first.
Yeah.
Right.
And they just have drag queens teaching little kids under the solar lighting. And
that's right. Well, we'll be the first.
Keep things being dumped in the back.
We will be the first.
Have you had the copper wire theft problem in your neighborhood?
No.
because I had it in my neighborhood. It wasn't the street lights, but they ripped up cable for like the Wi-Fi and internet service. Yeah. So I had no AT&T internet service for weeks at a time, and it turned into months. Eventually, I canceled it because when I would call AT&T customer service and get the Indian person who transfers me around, they would say, "Oh, we know where it is. We know what we have to dig up, but we have to get the LA zoning board to approve us digging." And then you have the bureaucracy of LA government communicating with them.
That's just on you, my friend.
Exactly.
That's just on you.
Yeah.
You should move.
And neither of them want to fix it. So.
I heard that. There was a whole thing in the news about that story. Well, look. Okay. Here's the real question. The question isn't about retrofitting. The question is, why do we live amongst animals who are doing this to our city? That would be a question to ask. All right, sorry.
Yeah, speaking of the living conditions here, the next story is there's a North Hollywood tiny home village on Chandler Boulevard for the homeless. It costs roughly $5.4 million to build and only has a 30% success rate at getting homeless into more permanent housing. Despite failing 70% of the time, the workers say it's not a failure. The LA tiny home projects for the homeless, on average, show only a 10% success rate, and LA pays nonprofits for tiny home communities roughly $55 to $100 per night per bed. Yeah. Here's the video of the guy investigating.
My phone's inside a tiny home facility for those recently sleeping on the street. Is it helping you?
Yeah, not being in the streets.
Tiny home facility, North Hollywood. They have 39 tiny homes. Each one houses 2 people. Dog park here. How long have you been here?
Almost a year.
It's run by Hope the Mission, by LA's City Roadmap. If you take a look at this WASA data, in 2024, they had a 10% success rate in getting people into permanent housing. Is yours similar to that?
So this particular site, but generally Hope the Mission, we exit about 30% of our clients into permanent housing.
Only going to be 30% because it's a trial effort to see what works and what doesn't.
Error is the word.
Is it fair to say that this isn't working?
They're the first to do it.
The failure rate is 70%?
No, because what's the alternative? Have them on the street? I'd rather be able to work with folks and get them in and continue to make the experience better.
I was staying in Balboa Park, actually.
You feel like you're getting close to getting back on your feet?
Yeah, so definitely. I've been a software engineer for 25 years. Lost my, I basically could not find work, and that's why I ended up on the street.
Yeah. Oh, then there's the whole fentanyl chapter.
That seems to be his only problem. He can't find software
25 years
engineer.
of software. Let's all think about this. Does anybody know? See, here's the whole thing. All the truth is anecdotal, but it's right. And I'll explain that in a second. First, Andrew, something that's always bothered me about Adam Yenser. He doesn't look like G.I. Joe, but G.I. Joe had friends. And some of those guys had beards. And he looks like G.I. Joe's friends who had a beard. And now you're going to have to find me a picture of that.
I stencil it on every day before I come in here.
It's always what I thought about. G.I. Joe had friends. This is high praise, my friend. Yeah. This is not a put down.
I'm honored.
I hope you're honored.
When at first you said G.I. Joe had friends, I thought it was going to be, but Adam clearly does not. I thought it was going to go a negative direction. No, I see.
No.
The beard, yeah.
Yes. All right. Here's how you can figure out everything in life. I will tell everyone how to be an expert at everything all the time. Okay. You observe things, you think about things a little, and then you realize you're an expert. So when people go, I never gave a shit about COVID. Let's say my kids were young-ish, 14, let's say, during COVID, 13, 14, right? Boy, girl twins. Now, a lot of people had a lot of concern for their kids. Mm-hmm. I had no concern for my kids vis-a-vis COVID because I looked around and no kid in the neighborhood was sick or got sick. I didn't hear one story about anybody even remotely related to anybody I knew as a young person or my kid's young, their friend that moved away to Oregon 3 years ago, but he got COVID and he's dead now. There was none of that.
Yeah, they're all healthy. They're young.
Every person was healthy. Now, the moms were locking them in their house because they're watching CNN and being scared.
With the death counter in the
corner. Right. But all I did was look around, and I never heard one story about one of my friends and any of my kids' friends being sick or even close to peril, much less dead. So after about 2 weeks, I was like, all right, nothing for kids. This does nothing to kids. So now, I wasn't looking at graphs, and I wasn't looking at Fauci's cooked data or CNN's death counter or anything. I just looked at my kids. I looked at all their friends. I talked to them a little bit, like, all your friends, like, how you doing? They're good, they're bored, they're staying at home.
Yeah.
Okay, so-and-so got it, but it was fine. Two days later, it was fine.
It's a cold, yeah.
Right, and I was like, okay, so that's not a thing. Okay, so here's how it works. Does anybody know of anybody in their world or beyond, everyone you went to high school with, anyone you keep up with, any friend, any family member, who was homeless minus a drug or mental issue? Does anyone know anyone who's just gainfully employed for 25 years as a software tech and is now sleeping on a sidewalk? Does anyone know it? Do you have any stories? Did you go to high school with a guy? Do you have somebody from your old Pop Warner football team who's living on? Do you know it? Have you seen it? Is there anyone you dated? I've never seen it. I've never heard of it. There's a couple of guys who have a bad bout with drugs who I've known who end up on the street.
Yep.
But I don't know anyone who just was a software developer and got fired.
Applications and just wound up losing
now they're sleeping outdoors.
Yeah.
I've never met that person, and I would argue that person really doesn't exist, much like the 14-year-old in my neighborhood who was claimed by COVID does not exist. Do you have to stare at graphs and charts to come to that conclusion? No, you do not. That person doesn't exist, and thus that problem doesn't exist. All right, let's see. Upper left G.I. Joe. Let's see. And upper left G.I. Joe. There may be an animated version of Adam Yenzer because G.I. Joe had a series. An animated series. Right, so we may need to see it. The upper left G.I. Joe's and lower left G.I. Joe's got some Adam.
Yeah.
Go back to the main thing. Let's see. All right, find me. All right, hold on. Go all the way to left.
I'm going to go to my barber with a picture. This is what I'd like.
No, I said upper left when it was the upper one, you goofball. Sorry. Thank you.
That's the spitting image.
All right. Yeah. When you go into your barber next,
just hand them.
You go to Sports Clips. You go this because I do it with Jennifer Aniston. I go in and go.
You want the Rachel?
I want the Rachel, and God damn it! By God, they can do it. You know what I mean?
almost said, it looks exactly.
Well, it's grown out a little. Don't embarrass me, Adam. I know what you're thinking, but I'll go in with the Rachel.
Yes.
You go in with G.I. Joe.
Friend.
And
does he have a name, that guy?
You got to watch. We got to see the cartoon.
Yeah.
That'll help us. Nice. A lot. All right, so people are living in tiny homes, and that guy worked for 25 years. By the way, 25 years in a white-collar professional job, you'd think you might sock away a little something.
Yes, you have
enough to buy yourself
a couple years of padding to...
You wouldn't hit the street the following Monday, would you?
Especially not with that hair and those eyes. Oh,
yes.
I was just software engineering, and then this happened.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy, their interview that's running that little tiny home village, he says, well, what's the alternative? They're on the streets. I live in that neighborhood. They're still on the streets also. You have a tent city and the tiny houses.
Yeah, it's not A or B. It's both. Yeah. All right, what else you got?
Colbert has blamed his producer for turning The Late Show into the left-wing lecture hour. Late night host Stephen Colbert insists that he's only an insufferable partisan hack. This is the Daily Wire writing. Because a producer told him to be one. The host of The Late Show, which will be airing its final episode next month after years of losing money and failing ratings, said as much during a recent interview with the New York Times. Colbert said that he was discouraged by the network from being topical when he first joined as host. It was my instinct to be less topical because I didn't want to have to engage with what I saw was an increasingly contentious public discourse. And then he says, I said, aren't there other ways to have fun with the audience? Then he said, he was talking to Paul Dinello, one of his oldest friends and one of his producers, and he said, you're having fun and people love to see that. And I said, but that means I got to go dig up the guns. He compared himself to Clint Eastwood in Unforgiven, burying his guns. And he said, yeah, during the 2016 party conventions, it was a turning point for him to return to his political background, with the outlet claiming that ratings soared after he started outright Trump bashing.
Colbert's kind of prickly. He's not a dude. You know, I mean, he's kind of douchey, kind of waspy kind of guy. Like he likes yachting and, you know, that kind of stuff. He's not like knock around, Joe Sixpack, G.I. Joe's buddy kind of guy like you. He's kind of an elitist. Where's that cartoon? We got to have the cartoon's got an opening, right? It's got to have the cartoon opening, right? I mean, that thing was a Saturday morning.
Yeah, I didn't watch it all the time, but I definitely caught it several times.
Is that what inspired you to grow that beard?
I said one day, you'd see just the twinkle in my eye as I watched his friend come on screen, and I'd be like, someday that'll be me.
Do you get stopped in the street as one of G.I. Joe's buddies
People
a lot?
take pictures. They go, sorry, I thought you were a cartoon character.
All right, you got to look for stuff out there to look for there. All right, keep going. I know it's just I don't know if you type in G.I. Joe cartoon into Google, doesn't it just come up?
Shipwreck and Outback, which are the two characters that look like Adam, they're tough to find.
Just do the opening to the cartoon.
I'm trying to find them in the opening.
Shipwreck and Outback.
So if you just Google in that, we'll see if we see him. Although, when Navy SEALs board a vessel, they will use a grappling hook.
They might be doing do you think that's what they're doing in the Strait of Hormuz right now? They're boarding those Iranian tankers with their grappling hook guns?
They pull up next to them in...
with that song playing.
With the G.I. Joe theme blaring in the background. They pull up. And by the way, you know, the guys who are driving the bootleg ships hear the G.I. Joe theme in the distance.
They go,
and they're like, oh, we have a problem. So they pull up in their swift boats, and they're like Zodiac boats, and they pull up next to these things that are like 8 stories high, and they fire the fucking grappling hook, and they crawl up the side of the thing while it's moving. They would do that. Now I think they're probably lowering themselves down off helicopters.
From grappling hooks attached to the helicopter.
Zip lines or whatever they're called. I'd be a horrible passenger because I'd be like to the guy. The guy's like, all right, we're 50 feet above the deck. I go, why don't we just land on the deck? No, we're 50 feet above. It's go time. I'd be like, it's so big and flat. We could just land and we could crawl. We could get out of the helicopter like human beings. Hey, we got to zip down. I'm like, I saw Black Hawk Down. That doesn't always work. Why don't we just land on the deck of the ship? You know, can't we just land?
Yeah.
By the way, why have to do 4 stories? Why can't you just get 4 feet above the fucking deck of the thing and I'll jump out?
Yeah.
Oh, we got shipwreck.
Step right down.
We got footage of shipwreck. See if you're shipwrecked.
Is this him doing a theater show?
Buddies, what are you doing Saturday night? Watching G.I. Joe, the band?
It's the musical episode.
I had one of those dolls growing up. No, this is different. This is the band.
Yeah.
You know, the guy's a real American hero.
We used to have nice, masculine, patriotic shows like this, and now we have Colbert.
And now we have Colbert and drag strip or whatever the hell the stupid TV shows that won 62 Emmys.
The drag queen beauty competition show. Yeah.
God.
I haven't even.
Good that you haven't.
That one in The View I haven't watched lately.
Good. But what about Cobra?
Cobra, I gotta watch. And Cobra was he the
That's
bad
who
guy?
G.I. Joe fought
Yes,
Cobra.
yeah,
So if you need another reason,
yes.
Now you got
now
one.
I'm gonna hope that Shipwreck and what's the other guy? I hope they're in Cobra now.
His name is Glenn. All right, what else you got?
So there's some new polls for the LA mayor's race. Democratic socialist Nithya Raman, dubbed the next Mamdani, is now projected to win the LA mayoral election. There's a lot of different polls, but there's one poll here has her in a commanding lead with 33% of voters supporting her, while Karen Bass trailed at 17%. This is by Loyola Marymount University Center for the Study of Los Angeles. In the Loyola Marymount poll, unlike other polls, respondents were given brief descriptions of the candidates.
We find the quote Dawson, and we can figure out who to attribute it to. But one of the founding fathers basically said, when people figure out they can vote themselves, free stuff, it's over. And that's where we're at now. So there's always going to be more poor people than there are rich people, and there's always going to be more people not paying taxes than paying a lot in taxes. And it's literally just an equation. And so if you just said, look, every citizen has one vote, okay, those are the rules. I disagree with that, by the way. I think you should get X amount of votes for X amount paid in taxes, because otherwise you just have dumb poor people just go and tax that guy more.
Hey, they could just be out-of-work software engineers.
That's true, with wandering eyes and inappropriate ponytails for their age. So what you're going to do is you're going to have a lot more poor people than there are rich people, which is fine, except for the voting is at 1 for 1. Everyone just gets one vote. Like I always say this, my mom didn't pay taxes, lived off of welfare, and lived in her mom's freebie junker house her whole life. But every year, her vote canceled out my vote, who has employees, pays a ton of taxes, and contributes, right? So my mom's vote would cancel out my vote, even though she puts nothing in. So we're at a stage where in the past, let's see, the quote, a democracy cannot exist as a permanent form of government. It can only exist until the voters discover that they can vote themselves largesse, money, gifts, from the public treasury.
It was said a few different ways by a few different people. Alexis de Tocqueville said the American Republic will endure until the day Congress discovers that it can bribe the public with the public's money.
Yes.
Benjamin Franklin said, when the people find they can vote themselves money, that will herald the end of the republic.
That's the one. Yeah. That's the one. So now, what is in the way of this historically? Like, there are always poor people, and there's always rich people, and the poor people aspired to be more like the rich people, and they'd go, there goes Mr. Johnson in his Cadillac. You know, Timmy, you work real hard. One day you'll be living up that hill. Now they go, let's go get a rock and throw it at Mr. Johnson's Cadillac.
Light his Tesla on fire.
Light his Tesla on fire. That's where we're at now. So people used to have like sort of dignity and they were aspirational. Now they're just angry, and politicians agitate them constantly with this guy thinks he's better than you just because he's rich. I mean, when they're trying to do a hit ad against a politician, they go, billionaire Tom Steyer. The guy figured out a way to make $1 billion, but that's strike one. So, and I hate Tom Steyer, but the point is it's a pejorative now. Bernie Sanders, these billionaires think blah, blah, blah. So now what you have is a great combination. You have angry, agitated, poor people. You have basically politicians who go, all we got to do is agitate these people, make them think rich people are bad, and then we're going to take a vote. And the vote is, should we take more money from that guy to get more free shit for me? And the answer now is yes, because we're godless, we have no dignity. anymore. And so that's what we're doing. Now, what no one tells the dumb poor person is that's never going to happen. Just like you thought Barack Obama was going to help you because you're black, and finally you're going to have someone who looks like you.
And he's going to unite the country.
He's not going to unite anybody. He's not going to do anything for you. He's a race hustler. He'll get his 9th house.
Yep.
He's in Martha's Vineyard
fees and his book
right
deals,
now.
yeah.
You will get jack shit. That's how it's going to work. Now, ultimately, it's the poor, dumb people's fault because you guys bought into this stuff, but also you didn't ever find a mirror. You know, when my mom would say, rich people don't pay tax, it's like, bitch, you don't pay any taxes, and you never did, and you take. So go find a mirror and figure out what you contribute, and then we can figure...
You talk to your mom different than I talk to her.
Well, I mean, when her son has befriended G.I. Joe
Yes.
and is touring the country selling out amphitheaters with a certain
Yes.
brand of American rock.
Yes.
I mean, come on. That's obviously a different relationship there. Yes, my mom needed to find a mirror and ask why she wasn't contributing versus why I'm not contributing more.
Yeah.
But no one is going to do that. And thus, we're going to end up with this. And then Nithya Raman is going to talk about taking money from rich people and giving it to you so that you can have more. You're never going to get that money. That money's going to NGOs and to her buddies and to teachers' unions and labor unions. And your shit's going to get worse because all you're doing is waiting around for someone to save you, and they can't save you. Only you can save you. And you thinking it's coming from the outside in. And then the people that are keeping the lights on, whether they're solar powered or not, are going to go, you know what? It's one thing to pay for everything. It's another thing to be insulted while I'm paying for everything. So fuck this. I'm moving.
Yeah.
And then you're going to have to beg for them to come back. But they're not.
Do you think there is a rock bottom? We're going to every time we elect another Democrat or try the same policies, whether it's in LA or California, every election cycle, I don't expect it. But there's a glimmer of hope, like maybe this is the bottom and people turn around. Do you think we'll hit that?
We might be approaching that. The fire maybe ushered that in, but
with like Spencer Pratt and Steve Hilton, right? Other candidates they have some momentum, even though they're not.
I agree, and it'd be nice. It'd also be great to show the nation what you could do if you turned it around.
100%.
But I don't. I've lived in LA my whole life, and I have little confidence in these people, the voters, because they just do it. They can't. You know, we could have had Rick Caruso, a acclaimed commercial builder, and we got a socialist nut job who bowed at the altar of Castro, and we thought that would be a better person to run the city, not the person that builds all the places we want to go.
The places we enjoy going in LA.
The nutty, angry socialist lady.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Adam, what plugs can I give for you?
Let's see. May 16th, I'll be doing a show called Make America Laugh Again in Chula Vista, and then I'll be with Yakov Smirnoff at the Kenosha Comedy Club May 29th and 30th.
Yakov's such a dear.
He's a great guy.
YouTube show, The Canceled News, you can check out. Kevin Kiley, of course. Me, this Friday and Saturday, Las Vegas at Kimmel's Club, and then Covina, Laugh Factor, the guest that will blow your mind, but I cannot say who it is because it's a secret, because it's an issue, but I'll tell you. Visalia at the Fox Theater, and then Modesto at the State Theater. You just go to adamcarolla.com for all the live shows. Until next time, Adam Kroll for Adam Yenzer and Kevin Kiley saying mahalo.